Now, before you go to the interview, a story we've been running right here on SABC News is that at least 4 senior managers at the Eastern Province Rugby Union have been served summons that's by former players of the franchise. Now, the players who want the franchise to pay them close to 24 million rand in wages. In the papers filed with Sheriff in Humansdorp on the 9th of April, Daniel Watson, Shirley Ann Henrietta Baikies, Vernon Samuel, Steerman, as well as current EP Rugby COO Charles Kraus, are all cited as defendants in the summons. Now, SABC News' efforts to get comment from the union has, since drawn a blank, and our calls have not been unanswered as yet. About 3,621,000 rand is owed to one player, and in total, about 23,402,888 is what is owed to the 18 plaintiffs on the summons. Joining me now is our in-house rugby analyst, Jody Hendricks. Jody, welcome to the program. It's always good to have you here. Nobody's talking about winning anything. This story is not going away, and the SABC, as we just read now, we've run across the papers. These players want their money. Eastern Province Rugby is in, between a brick and a very hard place, and it's not getting better.
I actually forgot about this story. It all goes back to 2013. You'll remember when the Kings played Super Rugby for the first time, and they went on a shopping spree and bought all kinds of players to lure them back to Port Elizabeth. Then what happened was they played a promotion relegation game against the Lions, and then all of a sudden they were out of Super Rugby. So they were sitting with all these players, and these big contracts, like you mentioned, the one player being owed more than 3 million rand, and they didn't have an income stream because the team was not playing Super Rugby anymore. And all of a sudden, the players were not getting paid. I think for up to 6 months, players didn't get paid.
In fact, on the papers that we received just a couple of months, in fact, 2016, they reached a settlement on some obviously salaries, and they were paid around 28,000 rand each. But obviously, then they came back to Super Rugby, and those contracts were renewed, and more monies were expected to the players. Yeah,
and I think that just shows the bad management that was happening at EP Rugby or the Kings at the time, because you can't sign a player not knowing where your next paycheck is going to come from, and that's what I think cheeky Watson, Dan Watson, the former president of the EP Rugby Union, he was quite central in this whole case against the players. And, I heard some horror stories about players not having to get food parcels because they didn't get paid at the time. And it's good to see that they're finally getting some justice.
Speaking about the justice, 18 plaintiffs, ranging, monies that they want, 3 million rand being the highest one. Where and how does EP Rugby get this money? Because somewhere it has to come from the coffers. And Cheeky Watson, we know he was arrested by the Hawks late last year or early this year. So this obviously has got bigger ramifications because it's not ending here. It's got to do with monies taken from the municipalities.
I think the individual cases will probably go on to be prosecuted against the individuals, but it leaves the Eastern Province Rugby Union, in financial straits again, because they are currently playing in the Pro 14. They are getting some financial injection from South African Rugby because they played Super Rugby as yes. I think it comes around to something like 30 million a month. But if they have to pay out 24 million now, all of a sudden, what's going to happen to the current crop of players that they are contracted? So it's going to be difficult. I think the settlement is justified. I think justice has been served, but I think it's going to leave the Eastern Province Rugby Union in more financial trouble than in before, because if they have to pay out 24 million now, it's going to leave a big dent for them going forward.
Jody, unfortunately, we've run out of time. Thank you very much for coming in and just giving us some insight on this. But it is a story that right here in SABC News we'll be following up on. We're definitely going to try and get some more comments as far as SA Rugby is concerned. Unfortunately, we come to the end of the show. Sports Live at SABC. Don't say it as it is. We can get all of us at SABC Sports Lives or Twitter handle. You can also log on to www.sabcnews.com and follow at SABC News online for all the news on the go, both digitally and, of course, by the match. Stay with us on SABC News channel, the top of the hour. More news from Bongani Binda.